Greetings comic lovers and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, from reviews of comics new and old to history to anecdotes to really wherever our whims take us. A while back we did a response style video responding to your superhero origins, and it was a lot of fun and a lot of you really liked it, and some of you missed the question and were like, where? I have an origin. I want to share my superhero slash supervillain denouement. There we go. That's not the word I wanted at all. Oh my gosh, my brain's not working today at all. That bodes well because these responses are off the cuff. Nothing better for that than when you can't think or talk. So we're going to be continuing on with some more of your superhero and supervillain origins. Oh, is something different? I know. Deadpool fell down. We're gonna get him back up though, but later. You know those whole hanging on your wall strips? They won't damage your wall at all. If it gets hot in the room you're in, those can just peel right off the wall. So that's a thing I learned. But before we get started, I'm Sasha, and if you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and now, for the first time, or well, for a little while at this point, we have a join button. So if you want to support the channel in that way, become a member. It's always appreciated. But I'm so grateful for any way you choose to support. Liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, everything. Now just be a cherry on the top. You do you, and I'm about to read a bunch of your comments. Let's get started. I would be the benefactor, neither good nor evil, just putting money towards whatever hero or villain achieves my goals for me. So lurking forever in the shadows, in a chair that you dramatically spin around. Do you support both at the same time? Because that would be truly dastardly if you're just playing both sides against each other always. What's your end goal? What is the goal that you're having them work towards? I thought I was signing up for a clinical trial of a medication that could help me. Little did I know what they were really testing on me was cephalopod DNA, all caps. Now I have tentacles and can shoot ink, can camouflage into any surroundings and produce bioluminescence. I use my powers to go after those who did this to me. Whether this makes me a hero or a villain depends on who you ask. Is that all you do with them? Crimes in progress or things that could be taken? You're like, no, the people who made me bioluminescent, that is my only purpose. I mean, I don't know, it sounds kind of neat. Maybe they did help you. The tentacles though, I can see being a bit annoyed about the tentacles. How many? Are we talking like Jason Todd tentacle monster tentacles? Hentai monster tentacles? How many tentacles? Mine starts with a vlog featuring a neon green wig causing blindness and a loss of smell. I turn my inner dialogue into evil plans against wig stores across the world, all for riches. Beware my evil green wigs unite. But I thought you were turning them against the wigs, so I thought that meant you were getting rid of green wigs. You can't stop the wigvolution. It's already begun. We are more powerful and seated in more places. People have a love-hate relationship with my green wig. They love it, hate it. It's very polarizing, as it is blinding. Someone said that they could still see it with their eyes closed, and that sounds about accurate. And it wasn't a vlog, how dare you. It was a comment response. I was bitten by a radioactive plot device. Weren't we all? What trope got you? I would be recliner man. If I gotta get out of this chair, I'm gonna kick somebody's ass. It feels like you'd be pretty ineffective. How much does it take to get you out of the chair? What level of crime? What motivates you? Is it, hey, can you get me a water from the fridge? Oh my god, out of the chair. Does anybody else remember that episode of The Tick versus Comfort, where he has to fight the world's most comfortable chair, and part of the plot is just when you sit in it, you never want to get up? That episode's great. I am Speculum. I was a brilliant playboy gynecologist and humanitarian until a terrible accident in the surgery took my hands and my sanity. Have you watched Dead Ringer too many times? Is that what's going on here? Also, playboy gynecologist. I don't know. I don't feel like those things go together. It sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen, to be honest. I'm sorry. But it does. Also, what surgery are you doing? It ate your hands? Imagining that scene from The Thing, but combined with teeth? I took an experimental drug to cure my apathy, and it made me insanely care too much. If my actions make me a hero or a villain, only Odin knows. What about the other gods? Do they know too, or only Odin? If I go ask Zeus, is he gonna be like, you have to go ask Odin? I'm sorry, I don't know. This commenter also added, oh, my sidekick is a disgraced Care Bear. If the Care Bears have grumpy Care Bears, which I know that they do, then how does one become disgraced as a Care Bear? Well, you spread. See, if it's a disgraced Care Bear, I think your actions probably make you villainous. I think my tagline would be, the guy who could sleep anywhere. I was talking to my friend at work one morning and we were slow and I fell asleep standing up. I woke up when my body hit the ground. He is Siestro. I'm not gonna lie, I really just enjoy the end of that. Anything with Tro, again, the tick is popping up, but Sarcastro was a character I enjoyed for the one episode he was in, Tick versus Education. Siestro is a fantastic name, but you'd probably be more effective if you could make other people fall asleep, not just you. Unless your technique is distraction. You go up against a villain, collapse, and they're just so discombobulated. Oh my god, he's down, what do we do? And then while they're standing, they're confused. The police swarm in and arrest them. It's a dangerous strategy. I don't think it's a risk I'd be willing to take. I missed the post, but I wanted to share it anyway. Most of my henchmen will tell you something overdramatic, telling you that something traumatic happened to me, where I saw how rotten the world was and decided to take it from my own, reshape it, no matter who stood in my way. In reality, I'm just really bad at social interactions and even worse at flirting. Long story short, I may not have a girlfriend, but I have a new arch nemesis. It sounds like you're off to a great start then. You can have an enemies to lovers style relationship, or just something incredibly confused. I think every hero has an incredibly confusing relationship with at least one of their villains. Or you said henchmen, so heroes. Same, everything I said still valid. Change it to hero. I cannot talk today. I like that your henchmen have your back. That's great that they're spreading your mythos all around. My odd powers are obviously genetic, but I was adopted after, left on the stoop of a firehouse. My name is uncool. My super strength is compounded through obscure references. My hilarious quips when fighting my enemy only seem to make sense to me. My enemies are confused and misdirected. I'm able to drain the cool from the cool people. Now I'm just imagining that it's so much cool that it's done a 180. You've got one of those costumes that people look at and it's too much, but the more they stare at it, they realize that all of those cool elements together, there's something about them, like 90s Superboy. It'll come around maybe a decade later and people will be like, you know what? That actually was pretty cool. I miss it. Bring that costume back. What happens if you're fighting someone and they understand all your references? Do you get depowered? How obscure do you have to get? Kinda, I think I want to join your team. I have so many obscure quips and references that I have to hold myself back from making in these videos all the time. Hero or villain, the manager, driven to the brink for being an essential mild-mannered grocery middle manager, getting both aggravated customers with nowhere else to go and upper management to work longer and harder for the same pay. You are legion. You could have so many people in that same position as you. In all honesty, that's a nightmare that many people live. I've lived that. There's nothing worse than being yelled at on both sides. I was born a human. Then I stole a military tank as a baby. I was born a human. What are you now? I see your phrasing. It did not elude me. Did you become half baby, half tank once you stole it? Well, naturally, you'd prefer your origin to involve some sort of scientific accident. Well, dang, that radioactive meteor no one knew about just landed at my feet. The problem is those origins are more likely to give you cancer than superpowers. So to be safe, I'd take a few martial arts courses, go to the gym a lot less than I'd planned to, and have specialized equipment made. Focusing first on bulletproofing, beating facial recognition software, a vocal changer, and something to get me to roofs and to avoid cameras. Go to the gym a lot less than I planned to. That's good that you put that in there so you don't feel bad when it happens. I said I was gonna go 5 times a week, but before that I already said that I'd probably only make 2. So by going 3 times, I'm actually doing better than I anticipated. Not enough characters have mental powers acquired through extensive hallucinogenic drug use. I like that your name is Shroomhead and this is your comment. Are you too just hoping, like, if I do this enough, I will have powers one day? One day this will result in the superpowers that I always wanted. So I'm a really good singer with an adoring audience, but one time I forgot the words to a song, so I just hummed the melody. I thought it was alright, but everyone hated me for doing so. That one performance sent me spiraling down. My wife left me and my singing career left to ruin. With my life in shambles, I vowed to use my humming powers for evil and robbing banks. As you should. How dare they? How bad of an experience was it? Was it one of those ones where you were lip syncing along so the track kept going and then you started humming? Because that's mwah, it's beautiful when that happens. Through sickness and in health, through embarrassing performances and good performances. My origin, I wrote too much, got burnt out, and then decided to eliminate the English language because that's a perfectly logical reaction to burnout. It's a perfectly logical supervillain reaction, that's for sure. Why stop at English? all language. Any of those languages could have burnt you out. If I may skip to the end, your ending should be this horrible irony that once you've eliminated all languages, you know exactly what you want to write. But now there are no words for which you can capture those feelings. It'll be poetic and sad. My superpowered origin. I read 120 grammatical errors, just as a nearby nuclear power plant went critical. I am now Grammar Nuke. My sidekick's name is Spell Check. Do they also have powers? You just grab somebody. Hey kid, do you like spelling? Get over here. You go with the local spelling bees, the winner, just grab them right off the stage with a giant white hook. Grammar Nuke sounds very threatening, by the way. It feels like you'd be mistaken for a supervillain a lot. Like, oh god, it's great. Oh right, the hero. And finally, one night I stepped on a radioactive Lego, which gave me the power to inflict the pain of stepping on a Lego to anyone I desire. I used this power to make others suffer, as I have. Yeah, the pain of Lego. That's why you gotta get Duplo. It's so big that you can't miss it. You will never see, you'll probably still step on it, and it might be more painful because there's more of it. I would argue that beads from those build your own necklace sets are also truly horrible, especially if they get right in the ball or arch of your feet. Can you tell I stepped on one recently? So those were some more of your origins. Thanks so much for sending them in. They always make me smile. I will never pass up a chance to read your comments. There are, of course, as always, more videos coming soon, all different types. Reviews, retrospectives, whims, comment replies, just everything. So please do all the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.